Did you know that heart surgeons who live the longest don't attribute it to genetics alone, but to specific daily habits? They make simple choices every day that protect their hearts from deadly diseases. In this video, we'll reveal the habits and foods these experts use to keep their hearts healthy and their vitality intact for decades. Get ready to learn what really works and how you can start today. The first thing you need to understand is that your heart health isn't just about your genetics or miracle drugs. In fact, what really determines how healthy your heart will stay for years and years are the habits you practice every day, without even realizing it. And this isn't just theory, it's something the world's best heart surgeons keep in mind as they live long, energetic lives. I know it's easy to think of your heart as something beyond your control, but your daily habits directly shape how it works. For example, how you sleep, what you eat, and even how much you move have a huge impact. These habits aren't complicated or require major lifestyle changes, but they're often overlooked. I've personally learned over the years that it's not about looking for a single solution for your heart, but about building a solid foundation of actions that, over time, make all the difference. And yes, even a simple daily walk can do more for your health than you might think. These habits are small but powerful, and over time, they will help protect your heart and prevent diseases that often creep up silently. What I'm saying is that you have the power to keep your heart functioning optimally for much longer. It's all about making the right choices every day, without waiting for a magic solution. This is how the experts live well and far away, and this is what you can achieve. 2. Believe it or not, one of the simplest things you can do to protect your heart starts first thing in the morning. I know, many people love to hit the snooze button and rush out of bed to start the day, but the truth is that waking up early and establishing a solid morning routine makes a huge difference in your health. And great heart surgeons who live to be over 90 years old know this. When you wake up early, you have the chance to start the day calmly, without rushing, and mentally prepare yourself for what is to come. I personally see this as a way to ensure that the day will be more productive and less stressful. When you start the day early, you basically gain more time, and this allows you to take better care of your body, your diet, and even your mind. But here's the key point. There's no point in waking up early if you're not getting enough sleep. Quality sleep is essential, which is why it's always recommended that you go to bed between 10 and 11 at night. I know this can be difficult for many people, especially if we're used to irregular schedules, but the recovery of the body while we sleep is what really makes the difference. Sleeping well prepares your body for the next day, restores your energy, and makes your heart work efficiently. If you don't have this routine yet, I would say start slowly. You don't have to become a productivity machine right away, but get into the habit of waking up a little earlier and enjoying that morning calm. This will change the way you approach the day, and more importantly, it will improve your heart health in the long run. Time is one of the greatest allies for those who want to live longer and with more vitality, and the way you start each day can be the greatest secret to longevity you've ever held in your hands. Now, let's talk about something that is fundamental to your heart health, your diet. I know a lot of people have heard about this, but it's surprising how many people still make simple mistakes that can harm their cardiovascular health. Diet has a direct impact on your arteries, blood pressure, and, of course, your risk of heart disease. It's not just about cutting out the bad stuff, but making choices that nourish and protect your heart. Great heart surgeons like Ellsworth Wareham and Michael DeBacchi lived a diet focused on fresh, whole foods with minimal saturated fat and sugar. I personally began to notice a significant difference in my well-being when I changed my diet. I replaced processed and fatty foods with healthier options, and the impact was immediate. More energy, less fatigue, and, of course, more energy for the day. And best of all, my heart felt better. One of the great lessons I learned from these experts was the importance of a balanced diet, but not overdoing it. For example, the plant-based diet, which Wareham followed until he was 99, is one of the best choices you can make. I'm not saying you should cut out everything that comes from animal sources, but reducing your consumption of red meat and opting for plant-based proteins and foods rich in fiber can do wonders for your heart health. I started adding more whole grains, vegetables, and fruits to my diet, and I can say that my body, especially my cardiovascular system, thanked me. And here's a practical tip. Avoiding foods that are high in sugar and fat is not only a smart choice, but a real form of protection. There's no point in eating well most of the time and then sabotaging yourself with fast food or sweets at the end of the day. I know it can be difficult, especially when you're stressed or tired, but making healthy choices in the long run is really worth it. And believe me, your heart will thank you for it. In short, short, food is the fuel that keeps your body running, and it should be seen as a long-term investment. It's not about fad diets or quick fixes, but about sustainable changes that protect your heart health and at the same time improve your quality of life. When we think about heart health, one thing is certain: daily exercise is essential. You may think that to have a healthy heart you need to join a gym or become an athlete. But I'll tell you a simple truth: it doesn't take much effort. What really matters is the daily commitment to moving your body, even in moderation. And believe me, this is one of the biggest secrets to a healthy heart in the long term. Surgeon Michael DeBacchi, who lived to be 99, was a lifelong advocate of daily walking. He believed that something as simple as 30 minutes of walking a day could do wonders for your heart. And I'm all for this approach. I've started walking more often myself, and I can tell you that the difference in my body was noticeable. In addition to helping with cardiovascular health, walking also reduces stress, improves circulation, and keeps your muscles moving. And the best part? It doesn't have to be an intense walk. You can vary the pace and even alternate between a light and fast walk. Personally, I think the biggest challenge is finding time to exercise, but the key is to incorporate movement into your routine without putting it off. It doesn't have to be anything complicated. I started with short walks after work, and I can assure you that over time, the benefits began to appear. It's not about having the perfect body, but about keeping your heart healthy and your body moving. I truly believe that daily movement not only improves your physical health, but it is also a great way to take care of your mind. When you get your body moving, you reduce your risk of heart disease, combat a sedentary lifestyle, and even gain more energy for the rest of the day. If you have never taken the time to walk or move regularly, I suggest you start now. It may only take 30 minutes a day, but this habit will pay off more than you can imagine in the long run. Now, let's talk about something that many people underestimate. When it comes to heart health, stress. It's not just what you eat or how much you exercise that affects your heart, but also the level of stress you carry throughout the day. Believe me, chronic stress is one of your heart's biggest enemies. I personally learned the hard way that even with a healthy diet and regular exercise, if you don't learn to manage stress, it can slowly undermine your health. DeBacchi has always emphasized that the heart's biggest enemy is not cholesterol, but stress. He believed that stress management was the key to a long and healthy life, and I totally agree with him. I've learned that the way we react to the pressures of everyday life has a direct impact on how our heart functions. That's why it's crucial to find ways to release accumulated tension and give your body and mind a chance to recover. For me, I've started incorporating small relaxation practices into my routine. Simple ones like deep breathing, meditation, or even just laughing. I know it may seem simple, but these practices have a profound impact on reducing stress. When you give your body a chance to slow down, it starts to respond in a more positive way, and stress doesn't have as much of a hold on it. I've also started to value my free time more so I can pursue hobbies that make me feel good, like going for a walk or just relaxing with a good book. And of course, something DeBacchi also reinforced was the importance of avoiding excess alcohol and other substances that over time can put a strain on the heart. Stress is often the cause of our addictions, such as alcohol, which we use as a way to relieve tension. But in reality, these choices only make the problem worse. Learning how to release stress in a healthy way without resorting to harmful substances was one of the biggest lessons I learned. If you don't have a strategy for dealing with stress, I highly recommend that you start now. It can be as simple as taking some time for yourself, doing activities that you enjoy, or even talking to someone about what's bothering you. All of these things will ease the emotional burden while protecting your heart. Stress won't go away completely, but you can learn to manage it in a way that doesn't harm your health. When it comes to heart health, it's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that you need to follow restrictive diets or complicated exercise regimens to be successful. But in reality, moderation and mindful habits are, in my opinion, the key to a long and healthy life. I've learned that the key isn't to overdo it in any one direction, whether it's food or lifestyle, but to balance everything in a smart and sustainable way. Surgeon Ellsworth Wareham, who lived to be 104, always followed a philosophy of eating in moderation, never allowing himself to overindulge even when it came to healthy foods. He believed that moderation in eating was the foundation of good health, and I can tell you from experience that this approach works. Instead of going on crash diets or completely eliminating foods I enjoy, I started controlling my portions and listening to my body more. This helped me avoid feeling guilty or neglecting my health, which often happens when we try to be too rigid. For me, the biggest lesson I've learned over the years years is that it's not about being perfect, it's about being consistent. Instead of cutting out all the indulgent things in my life, I learned to find balance. For example, not depriving myself of a piece of dark chocolate or a plate of meat every now and then, but being aware that these moments are the exception and not the rule. The biggest change came when I began to understand that eating mindfully and paying attention to what my body really needs is more important than following the latest food trends. Wareham also followed a simple diet based on whole grains, vegetables, fruits, and small amounts of high-quality proteins. I'm not radical about cutting out animal products, but I have started making smarter choices, prioritizing fresh, minimally processed foods. I believe the key is to diversify your foods so that your body has access to a wide range of nutrients. Another point worth mentioning is that instead of following fad diets or looking for quick fixes, making conscious and gradual choices over time has a lasting and much healthier impact. Like Wareham, I have always tried to listen to what my body tells me and adjust my habits accordingly without rushing or obsessing. This has made all the difference in how I feel on a daily basis and is undoubtedly protecting my heart. So don't be tempted to look for quick, miracle solutions. The real secret to a healthy heart and a long life is to make simple, moderate, and sustainable choices, creating a lifestyle that is easy to follow and that makes you feel good without overdoing it. Throughout this video, you learned that heart health does not depend on magic formulas or quick fixes, but rather on consistent choices and simple habits that you incorporate into your daily life. I'm not saying it will be easy, but believe me, it is worth every effort. What the world's greatest heart surgeons have proven with their long and vital lives is that you have the power to take control of your health. Start with small changes and see results over time. I personally have realized that taking care of my heart is not a one-time or one-off task, but an ongoing process that involves sleeping well, eating mindfully, exercising regularly, and, most importantly, managing stress wisely. These actions are simpler than they seem, and their impact on heart health is immense. When I started incorporating these habits, it wasn't a huge sacrifice. It was a choice that significantly transformed my quality of life. So, if you feel like it's time to take the first step towards taking better care of your heart, don't wait any longer. Start with one habit at a time. Don't overwhelm yourself and be patient with the process. The key is consistency. The heart, like the rest of the body, responds to what you do repeatedly over time. And remember, it's not about being perfect, it's about being conscious. I truly believe that anyone with the right choices can have a healthy heart for life. So, start today and give your heart the care it deserves. I hope I've helped you, and now is the time for you to help me too. The only thing I ask of you is that if you liked this video, leave a like and consider subscribing to the channel. That way, YouTube understands that you want to receive more videos that help you improve your health in a simple and natural way, and best of all, without much effort.